Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Buzzer Beater. I'm your host, Will and Dean. I'm here along with Jackson Johnson. And Jackson, we got our Final Four set. But first, it's time to take a look at the games that led us there from the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight.
I know, right? It's gonna be fun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like the Florida Gators. Okay, Stephen A, go away. Anyway, the Florida Gators, like, good grief, that is, man. I guess Kevin Willard's gonna leave now.
Yeah, he's gone. It's official.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Maryland is gonna be. I wonder who they're gonna get now. Like, are they getting
I
Buzz
hear
Williams?
that Buzz Williams is buzzing around.
That doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
He does the job hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Oh, that's the news. Willard's official.
Mm-hmm.
Close, but no cigar for the Wildcats.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we got good Caleb Love. Like Caleb Love played well, but they couldn't outscore Duke.
Yeah. It's just like good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And we have your Crimson
No.
Tide not being stopped by BYU.
Oh man, it's like
I don't
25
think that's
people.
real. I don't honestly don't think that's real.
Oh, Nate Oates to Maryland. Yeah, that won't happen. It's like, nope. Nope.
Mm.
Yeah.
The thing about Maryland is they don't even have an athletic director now.
Nah.
Like,
But they'll get
so
somebody.
yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna hire the athletic director first, or they're just gonna go in for the hunt.
Well, they're gonna get someone.
Mm-hmm.
But Arkansas, Texas Tech. Look like the Razorbacks are gonna win.
But then Coach Cal pulled a Coach Cal.
Doesn't
Like
he
when game,
always?
he's not good again in close games where he doesn't clearly have the better players.
Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
He just can't get done, can he?
Mm-hmm.
But like Texas Tech, closer to a Final Four than Arkansas
Mm-hmm.
is. But I gotta ask, like this whole season with Arkansas, they look like a huge disappointment. There are people going, "That's not the way we thought Arkansas would be." But then that Sweet 16 run they made, I think that's exactly what they hired Calipari for. And I think they're expecting a Final Four eventually. I don't think they're expecting a national championship, but maybe a trip to the national title, maybe a
Mm-hmm.
couple Final Fours, Elite Eights. What do you think, Will?
I mean, yeah, I think that. I mean, Arkansas, like you can win a championship at Arkansas, as Nolan Richardson showed everyone. So it's definitely. I think they want to see the team get to at least a Final Four under Cal in the next 3 years, and then if he stays, a national championship.
Yeah. Yeah. But onward to Friday. I hope we don't use up we didn't use up all our energy. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan going down.
It's a good year for Michigan, though. I mean, no one thought they would make the Sweet 16, so it's a good first step. But they're gonna have to reload the talent in Ann Arbor. But good season for Michigan.
Yeah. Dusty May's done a tremendous job over at Michigan in his first year. And
Mm-hmm.
as for Auburn, looks like they could make another Final Four under Bruce Pearl.
Mm-hmm. They look like the team. They don't look like the team that played down the stretch of the regular season. They look like the team that they've been up till the point where they clinched.
Oh yeah. Totally, man. Michigan's got a bright future ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Houston and Purdue. Purdue's coming up short, but you know what? I'm not going to give Purdue any crap. I mean,
No one thought Purdue was going to be that good, so.
No,
Well, we're trying. We're not trying to like not give it away. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but this
But
is
yeah, they
live.
are. What's up, Dave?
What up, man? What is up, Davey boy?
Mhm.
Man, like Houston, they've been like falling short of the Final Four the last few years. Are they going back there? It's looking that way.
Mhm.
The Ole Miss Rebels. Oh man,
This was
Bet-
probably the best Sweet 16 game alongside the Houston one. Those were the two best.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
bad beat. That last 3-pointer,
Mhm.
swish, -3.5 by Michigan State,
Mhm.
and then boom. If you went +3.5, you were lucky. You were lucky. And now, oh man, that was just a huge win for Michigan State.
Mhm. Another Elite Eight for the Spartans. And then Kentucky, Tennessee, their time was the charm for the Volunteers.
Yeah.
Their fan base really thought they were going to the Final Four.
Kentucky. Oh man.
Mhm.
Well, at least they're happy with Mark Pope.
Decent year for the Cats.
Kit Kat.
Mhm.
So good win for the Balls.
Mhm.
But here comes Saturday. Here comes Saturday.
Texas Tech crumbled just like Arkansas did against them, man. They had it. They were going to the Final Four and they blew it.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Completely disastrous for the Red
Mhm.
Raiders. They blew it. As for
Mhm.
Florida, on to the Final Four.
Mhm.
God.
And then you're tied, man. It's Duke looks
How
like a
was it?
wagon right now, man. It was just I don't think it was like it was a bad game by the Tide, and they might have gotten out coached, but I mean, you just lost to the better team, man. But I'm sure there's still more good seasons with the Crimson Tide basketball program.
Oh man. It's like, yeah, I pretty much expected us to only go to the Elite Eight this year. Because like when Duke was in our region, I was like, yeah, we're only going to the Elite Eight, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
But on the bright side, this is not like 10 years ago for the Alabama basketball program.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like we were just a trash heap like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, like we were like the only times we made the Elite Eight was in 04 with Mark Gottfried. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've been to the Elite Eight quite a few times under Coach Nate Oates.
Mm-hmm.
And we're Final Four team. That and like my buddy Austin, like our buddy Austin was asking, like, hey, how are you feeling about Bama against Duke? It's like, I'm not really expecting a victory. I want Alabama to win, but I don't think this will happen. It's a wish on one thing, crap on the other, see which one comes out first. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Cooper Flag, because our defense was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. We got overly reliant on the three. That was something I noticed in the first half. We were way too overly reliant on the 3-pointer. And that came to bite us. And as they say, the chickens come home to roost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Houston Cougars. Oh my God. This was amazing. All
those Tennessee fans really thought they were gonna. all those Tennessee fans, man, after they saw that Houston barely beat Purdue, they're like, "Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna make the Final Four," and it absolutely did not happen. As Tennessee had the lowest amount of points that any teams had in the first half in NCAA tournament history. I could check that, but that's what I saw on Twitter, that it was the worst. And they tried to make a push in the second half, but then Tennessee just pushed it back and had a 19-point victory over the Vols. Jackson, is this what you've expected? We were expecting this, but maybe not to this extent from Rick Barnes in Tennessee.
Oh, I figured this was gonna happen, but I didn't think they were gonna pee themselves on the floor. Like I saw where Barstool Sports would say Texas Tech peed on the floor like a little puppy, but that description is more fitting for Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told people, I told everyone, Twitter, Instagram, I told everyone. The Vols always fall short of a Final Four, and they're always going to fall short as long as they have Rick Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're never going to. Like, just wait it out for Rick Barnes to retire, then make sure you got enough money for Chris Beard to get out of Ole Miss.
Now, Jackson, was this worse than their loss against Ohio State in the playoffs? Was this worse, do you think?
Oh, yeah. 15 points in the first half? Like, of course that's worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least you got spanked by a really good Ohio State team in Columbus, Ohio. You got manhandled at a neutral site. 15 points in the first half. 15 points.
15 points, man. Like, how do you... With Juwan Roberts getting in foul trouble in the first half.
That's nuts. But congrats to the Houston Cougars on the magic they're creating this season. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. What did you think about this one, Will?
I mean, this Houston team, like, the difference with Houston this year is that they can make their threes this year. Like, in the previous years, they just couldn't hit their threes. Like, last year was over-reliant on Jamal Shead, who unfortunately got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Love it. Oh, man. On with another one seed in the Final Four. And last but not least, the Auburn Tigers and the Michigan State Spartans.
Mm-hmm. Man, if Michigan State could just make a couple more of their threes, this could have been a great game. But, I mean, they cut it to 6 at the end, but this was always going to be an Auburn victory. Once Michigan State just couldn't hit their threes.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think Bromey got hurt. Like he got hurt.
He got hurt, but he came back.
Yeah. Is he gonna be okay in the Final Four?
Yeah, they said X-rays were negative. It was just a bruise.
Yeah. I hope it's I hope he's doing okay. That's what I'm hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
One question, man. You want to take some calls?
Yeah, let's take some calls.
There we go. Call-in link is in the chat.
Mm-hmm. We can talk a little coaching hires if the callers want to do that too.
There we go. So come on in, everyone. Come on in. The water's fine. But Dave Valinsky is worried that we're not going to see.
Dave, I think we did see some upsets, but yeah, I don't think it's over. I don't think this was just an unlucky year. But I do think that they need to get rid of the net and bring back, what was it called, the BPI?
Yeah.
Is that what they use? Yeah, BPI was much better than the net.
Well,
that's the biggest thing they need to change.
Well, this is the second time in March Madness history that we have all 1 seeds in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
And here's one other note. We see 2 SEC teams in the Final Four, But guess what else? 2009, we saw two Big East teams in the Final Four. What happened? North Carolina beats Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
And
Villanova was a Cinderella team that year, man. Pitt blew it in the Elite Eight that year. They blew it.
oh man. Oh my mistake. It was Michigan State they beat in the Natty. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they beat. But yeah, Villanova got beat. UConn got beat.
Mm-hmm.
In 2016, North Carolina, Syracuse were in the Final Four against Oklahoma, Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
Villanova wins their matchup. Syracuse gets beat. We see North Carolina in the Natty. Then Villanova wins it all.
Mm-hmm.
Game winner.
By Chris Jenkins. Yeah.
Boom. Now we got Auburn and Florida going at it, and we got Houston and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I got that right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, Florida Auburn. Man, we're gonna have a SEC conference matchup in the Final Four. It's amazing in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the first matchup between Auburn and Florida won 90-81 on February 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good one by the Gators. And where's that? Oh, they haven't had a second matchup, have they?
No.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But Houston and Duke, they didn't play each other at all.
Yeah, but last year, remember, they played and Jamal Shead got hurt. So this is a revenge game for Houston from last year's Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw where Barstool Sports was saying that everybody's forgot about that plane fight that Auburn was having. Well,
Yeah.
I don't. I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to poke at him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's too funny not to. And other news, while we wait for callers, New Mexico has a new head coach. And
Eric Olin from UC San Diego.
Yep.
Great hire for them.
I know, right? It's pretty awesome because, you got Josh Pastner to UNLV.
That was a disaster of a hire.
Yeah, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Boo. We boo on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh, where is it? There it is. Our guy, Matt Zemek, on the story. Get out of there, Ad. Okay, nice lady. Now go. We got oh, man. And tell us a little bit about UNLV, New Mexico. The measurements. Josh Pastner being hired to replace Kevin Kruger. Colorado assistant coach Ali Faraka-Manish replaced Nico Medved.
Do you remember Allie making that shot against Kansas in the round of 32 for Northern Iowa?
Yeah, that was 2010. Oh, man. I remember my uncle was sick with a flu that day. But we watched that game in style.
Mm-hmm.
UNLV. Yeah, Colorado State fans are happy and New Mexico fans are happy, but UNLV not so much. Oh my God, they haven't reached Sweet 16 since 74? Good God. Well, that's what they're hiring him to do. I could not agree more. The magic that Eric Olin has done at UC San Diego is pretty good. 30 games. You don't see that from that school.
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual. Good God. And Donovan Dent to UCLA, how that's feeling. Well, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Donovan Dent trying to bring it back there.
Ooh.
At UCLA.
Well, and I bet we're going to find a storyline for Maryland. And I sometimes I kind of forget about Maryland being in the Big Ten. I always think they're ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it's been like 10, 11 years, but still, you're still ACC, Maryland. You're always going to be. I mean, who's really thinking about Maryland, Ohio State? Oh my God, nobody. Our guy Tyler Natuno from College Sports Wire and Florida at the Voice of College Football says this is the reason why. Yeah, get out of there, ladies. I didn't know about this. Like, I kid you not. Like, I didn't know about Kevin Willard and Mike Lotzley having some fusses together. Oh. You know about this, Will?
Well, I know he said, like, hey, the football program kind of sucks, and they get a lot more money than we do.
Oh. Ooh, that's bad. They should have kept Kevin Willard happy, to be honest. I mean, I
don't think Kevin Willard's that good of a coach, though. Like,
well, he did win at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
Nobody wins there.
Who was the coach that made the Final Four? Was that PJ Carlesimo?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That sucked that he got fired a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh well.
But, I mean, if Villanova is still bad under Kevin Willard, like, they're going down the Indiana route. Like, so he has to win for Villanova.
Oh, that's true. I mean, they're not going to be in, like, the Natty or anything, but they can, like, have a pretty good couple Elite 8 runs or Sweet 16 runs. I couldn't agree more, Jason O. I couldn't agree more.
It'll be fun to see some Villanova Georgetown games with Maryland fans going over to Capital One Arena to pile on Kevin Willard.
Oh, that'll be neat. That'll be neat. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that Kevin Willard, like, after Maryland lost on Thursday night, was like, when he was asked, what are your plans for the future? I don't know. That was code for I'm leaving. Bye. So, like, you know, most time when we're seeing like coach press conferences and they say they're going to leave a school or, you know, whether they're staying or leaving, they always talk about, you know, my family, you know, my wife, my kids, you know, oh, well, you know, my wife's happy here, so I'm happy here. Or, you know, I got my brothers, sisters, the 50-year-old aunt, the puppy dog, you name it. Whatever's like the feel-good answer, they're going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't get any of that from Kevin Willard. We didn't get the feel-good answer. Which kind of told me some people, they're just not falling for that anymore.
Mm-mm.
But I am curious to see what will happen, though. Like, if they can't get Buzz Williams, who are they going to get? That will be the question.
Maybe Tony Skinn from George Mason. I mean, that would be their last resort. Him and Dwayne Simpkins would be their last resorts.
Well, let's look at this article by Isaac Trotter at CBS Sports, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it looks like a skinny version of Harvey Weinstein. It's like, oh God, it's like, I just have like Buzz Williams didn't get smacked in the face going, you pig. They're like, I'm not that guy, I swear. I just look ugly.
Now, are you actually going to watch any of The Crown this week that's starting tomorrow?
Oh, yikes. That's tomorrow. I better keep an eye on that, don't I? Who have we got? Who have we got? Oh, CBC. That's what it is. Got it. Oh, here we go. College Basketball Crown. That's the one you're talking about. We'll get to that after we look at the coaching candidates. But yeah, like Buzz Williams, looking back at his track record, Bro has been a winner, straight up winner. He's
Mhm.
never gotten his teams to a Final Four, but still, he's a winner. I mean,
Mhm.
bro won at Virginia Tech. Nobody wins at Virginia Tech, but he did. He won at Virginia Tech. And then he's out winning at Texas A&M. He's winning at Marquette, but I mean, everybody wins at Marquette.
Mhm.
Unless you're in March with Shaka Smart.
Well, the coach between him and Shaka at Marquette wasn't that good,
True.
but most people wouldn't. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Mike Rhodes. Huh.
Mike,
said it.
no to Mike.
Oh. Is Isaac Trotter actually talking to the Maryland people? Huh.
Tony Scan, yeah.
He does know Maryland very well. That would be good right there. I mean,
Mm-hmm. And Dwayne
Dwayne,
Simpkins, yeah, American.
that looks good. Luke Murray. What about
Bill
him?
Murray's son.
Oh my God. Like, that would be cool. Bill Murray's kid. I mean, that's a win in of itself. You get old Bill Murray's kid. Man, I mean, like, if you had a chance to get Bill Murray's son as your coach or your employee, would you get him?
Ah.
I want some of those. I want some of Daddy's Ghostbusters money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want some of that Ghostbusters residuals that he's getting. I mean, if I'm Maryland, I say yes. And I know damn well if I'm getting Luke Murray as the Nets head coach, Bill Murray is going to use some of that money to invest in NIL. Because
I would probably go Kamani Young over Luke, but that's just me.
There you go. I want to see somebody get that Daddy Bill Murray money.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sweet. Yeah. Yeah. That's what Will was saying. Kamani Young. I'm going Luke Murray. Get that Bill Murray money. Get that Bill Murray money. Get that Groundhog Day money. Maybe he's got some residuals somewhere from that Garfield movie. I know he hated it, but come on. Look at the treasure chest somewhere. There's somewhere in it from the Maryland NIL fund. And here we go. We got the crown jewel. Get out of there. Get out of there, Duck Lips. We got Utah Butler on Fox Sports.
2 teams that don't have a winning record.
Oh, God. It's like, oh, crap. This is an April Fool's joke.
Of course, Utah fired their coach, so they're going to have their coach.
Oh, yikes.
I think Thad Matta still have a... Is Thad Matta fired yet, or does he have a job?
No, he's got that vote of confidence.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, we're not putting an old man to pasture just yet. Oh, man. Yeah, he's still there. But, anywho, who you picking for that one?
Yeah, I'll pick Utah.
Butler.
All right. We have George Washington and Boise State. I know, Jason. We're just trying to
call in, man. Come on in. The call in link's in the chat. Oh, man. George Washington, Boise. How you feel about that?
I mean, George Washington, they have a young team, so I understand why they're going to this tournament. I'll go Boise State though. They probably should have gotten in.
I report to General Washington. I'm going George Washington.
Right. We have Nebraska and Arizona State. I'm picking Nebraska to beat Arizona State.
Yeah. Nebraska is going to smack Arizona State off base, DR.
We have Georgetown and Washington State. I guess I'll go with the Hoyas.
Ahoy.
Although if Thomas Sorber's not playing, I might pick the Cougars.
Oh man. Yeah, I think I'll go with Georgetown. So get out of there, Washington State. You suck. Oh my God, this is terrible. That's terrible. Cincinnati DePaul.
I think Cincinnati will win.
Oh gee, that really is it really is April Fool's Day when you see DePaul playing. Yeah, Cincinnati for the win, 75-55. Get out, DePaul.
We have Central Florida and Oregon State.
Oregon State win this one.
Yeah, I'll go Beavers.
Yeah. UCF, get out. We got Villanova, Colorado on Fox Sports 1.
I'll go Villanova.
Yeah, I'm going to go Villanova as well.
And then I'll go with USC, I guess, to beat Tulane. They played a little better.
There we go. Let's go. Nova.
And Sorber's not playing, but I guess we'll. But whatever.
Yeah. USC will win this one. But.
And then do you want to look at the NIT semifinals?
Absolutely. Let's get it. There we go. I'm going to go UC Irving.
Yeah, I'll go UC Irvine, Loyola, Chicago.
There we go.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean got our love. Oh, Sister Jean gonna get that NIT title. And then as momentum for 2025, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
North Texas, Chattanooga, get out. What's going on?
North Texas coach already took the West Virginia job. I wonder how focused he'll be.
Yeah. Oh man, did we pass the CIT?
I think the CIT is over.
Oh, they had nobody.
And I don't think the CBI played this year.
Good grief. I mean, I think the ESPN Plus basketball schedule is more entertaining, but Loyola Chicago is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, good grief.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh man, it's like that is just terrible. What do we do? Oh man. But football season can't come soon enough. Mm-hmm. But we still got the rest of college basketball, the Final Four, man. Like, I'm excited to cover it with you, man.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And when are we gonna have the Final Four preview for our audience? Like, we're gonna have that Wednesday, Thursday. When you want to do it, man?
I should be open either one of those days.
All right. Well, we'll tell you this: like, comment, subscribe, keep on trucking, and we'll let you know, everybody. You'll see the date, you'll see it there. But first, what we've got going inside your world, good buddy?
Well, I'm bummed that the Notre Dame women's team lost. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the coaching there wasn't the best, but it is what it is. Yeah, just excited for the games. Excited for the Notre Dame quarterback race. May the best man win.
Agreed. Like that's gonna be tremendous. Like, I still can't believe we got like Notre Dame, like, not, it's like not in college basketball March Madness. Like, I'm so spoiled by that.
Mm-hmm.
It does still kind of feel weird not seeing Syracuse in March Madness still.
Mm-hmm.
But if they keep crapping the bed like they
keep their head coach, they're not gonna make it.
Agreed. I mean, it's just like a disgrace seeing.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it Wednesday.
Absolutely. Same time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
Maybe a little later.
Let's do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. And of course, you can check out my latest episode of the Jacksonian with Ruby Dreher Finley, the co-host of Ole Miss Live on Ole Miss at the Voice of College Football, and the production coordinator of College Game Day, where we talk about how she got into sports media. We talk about her love for Ole Miss, and we talk about Las Vegas. We even give our take on Troy Taylor being fired. Let me tell you, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the 31st edition of Crimson Tide Live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where it's an Elite Eight heartbreak and 8-8 on the horizon. Oh, wow. We got a caller. Here we go. How you doing? We got Austin Williams from Sports Talk with Austin.
Hey guys.
How are you doing tonight, good buddy?
Oh, pretty good. Thought I'd call in for y'all head on because we had some interesting results tonight.
How we doing?
I think first thing we have to talk about is Tennessee.
I know, right?
What do you think about the Volunteers?
Will, don't even get me started because I picked Tennessee to make it to the national championship game and they let me down. I should have
That's what
listened to
happens
Jackson.
when you pick Rick Barnes to win it all, man. Like, or like get to a natty or get to a Final Four, they let you down every time.
Listen, I kind of tell you what I was thinking. I like the team that Tennessee had. Meshack was up for all Defensive Player of the Year. He won, I think, Defensive Player of the Year within the SEC. Mekhi Ziegler, they had a nice team. They just didn't have nobody that could threaten you from the outside like they did last year with Connect. And I should have known because today, as soon as they got down big, Houston was really not scared of them anymore.
15 points in the first half. 15 points.
Now, the thing is with Tennessee, Ziegler just turns it over too much, especially with a team like Houston. You just can't turn it over.
Yeah, because people don't realize this. Houston may not be like when people think of Houston, their offense may not be, one of the best in the country, but their defense will turn into offense quick. That's why they beat a lot of people because they're like top 5 in every defensive category.
They're also number 1 in 3-point percentage.
Oh my God. 15 of 52 field goal attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and that's the thing too, is Kelvin Sampson, if you're going to play for his team, you're going to learn to play defense.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like with VCU, Will.
Yeah.
Like over the years, y'all have been defensive oriented. You get guys that play defense first, and then you focus on the offensive game second. That's what Houston is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Hey, what's up? How this?
What's up?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing with Houston, too. That's Kelvin Sampson's mantra. You play defense or you're not going to get in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I hate it that Bama lost to Duke, but I always enjoy seeing Tennessee just fall apart, fall short of another Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's my question to you guys. Was this Tennessee's best chance to make a Final Four? Do you think they'll ever get this chance again?
I think last year they were a little better.
They never will. They're never going to a Final Four as long as they have Rick Barnes. If they somehow snatch Chris Beard from Ole Miss and like once Rick Barnes announces his retirement, then they could get to a Final Four. Then they can get a natty. They're never getting it with Rick Barnes.
I want to see Tennessee win it. I mean, I don't have a problem with Tennessee. I know you may differ, Jackson. I don't know how you feel about Tennessee, Will.
Their fans are pretty bad.
But I wouldn't mind seeing them win it one year. Just say they finally won something.
To each their own. But I will say, though, I'm not too crazy about Florida or Duke. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm all right with Auburn winning it all this year. Just don't want Duke winning it all.
I would like Houston to win it this year. I picked them to win in my bracket.
Man, I want to talk about that Florida game with you all. Man, Did Texas Tech just gift wrap them that game?
They gave it to him, Austin. They gave it to him, man.
Like, mother freaker. Like, Texas Tech should be in the Final Four today, not Florida.
I asked this to Jackson before. I think they're both pretty
The
equal.
basketball
But
was
the
worse.
basketball's worse, but they're pretty equal.
Because I mean, the football team got ass blasted by Ohio State in Columbus. Your basketball team scored 15 points at a neutral site against the Houston Cougars. Like, y'all choked against Houston. You got beat by a really talented Buckeyes team.
both coaches got spanked bad. Rick Barnes and
Josh
Heupel.
Heupel.
Mhm.
I like
I mean,
Tennessee football's chances of winning big games in the postseason, but Tennessee basketball's chances in winning the big game, getting to a Final Four, I like their chances of getting with Miss Kitty at the Long Branch more than I do chances at the Final Four.
Mhm.
I'll say this. I think it was worse on the basketball team. For the simple fact is, Tennessee football, they go 10-2, 9-3. They're happy. They're woohoo. Basketball, they're expected to be playing for national championships.
Oh, eventually they're gonna expect more than what they're getting in football. They're gonna want 11-1s. They're gonna want natties at some point. They're gonna want natties.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'm with you guys. My sentimental favorite now is Houston.
Mhm.
Anybody but Duke, really. Because if Duke wins it,
It would look better for the ACC, but
I don't care, Will. I don't want to hear the media for the next year talking about John Shire and Duke more than they already do.
I do think Shire's actually impressed me this year with the sets he runs. Like I was kind of just saying, oh, he only got the job because he was Coach K's assistant, but he's actually a good coach.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my thing with Duke. I mean,
I don't like
Shire-
Duke either, though. I'll say that. I never root for Duke.
here's the thing. I almost despise Duke more than I do Kentucky. If that tells you anything.
Wow.
If that tells you anything about me.
It tells me a lot.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Coach K's last year, I kind of softened up on him a little bit, but now that they're back again, I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, okay, this is not fun. And it's like, here's the thing about Duke. Do I think they're a great team? Yes. But do I think they got help with a weaker bracket? I think they got a better pool.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what'll happen. But I know that nobody's gonna accuse you of being biased in favor of the ACC, Austin.
No, anybody that thinks I'm ACC favoritism, they ought to just heard me. And since I'm on the topic, Jackson, what the heck happened to your Crimson Tide, good buddy?
Duke smacked us on the face of the earth. That's what happened. I'll tell you this, you'll definitely hear me having a bit of a venting session about Bama on tomorrow's edition of Crimson Tide Live. But you know you're gonna see me rail on the Vols tomorrow. Like I am gonna be railing not only on the Vols, but I'm gonna rail on that idiot Jeremy Pruitt. I'm gonna have so much fun railing on him.
Oh boy. Because I'll say this. Watching that game last night, y'all couldn't buy a bucket, Jackson and Will. Bama couldn't buy one. There was one I was watching, and Nelson missed 2 layups back to back. They kicked it out for 3, completely missed it. And I'm like, I guess they used all their shots on BYU.
Oh yeah, we got overly reliant on the 3. That was our problem. Like that was just dumb. We shouldn't have done that.
I mean, congrats to Duke, but man, if Bama just had a little better defense and didn't rely on the 3, what could have been?
I know, right?
So that's 2008, homies. That's the only other time it's happened.
Yeah, I was about to say 08, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think we have to hear Lynn sing Rocky Top.
Well, go Go ahead, Jackson.
Oh, you got a little something playing in the background, Will. You want on air or no?
Well, it was gonna be her singing Rocky Top, but we don't have to hear it.
All right.
Well, I gotta ask you this, Jackson and Will. When was the last time we saw an all conference in the Final Four?
We've
We
never
said 3-85 for the Big East.
Yeah.
I was thinking the ACC did it one year too. Am I wrong?
Well, there's never been all 4 conference teams in the Final Four, but it's just been at least three or less teams in the Final Four from the same conference.
Okay. Well, I know they were talking about it earlier, and I was thinking, looking back at it, I'm like, has a conference been one conference Final Four? That's a good pull, Will. I forgot the Big East back in the day. They were something.
Yep. That's right, Ralph Wolf. 08 was the last time that the Final Four had all 1 seeds.
I mean, here's my thing. What do you like? I want to ask you this, Jackson. Of course, Will, since you're here, do you think NIL and the portal hurt this year's tournament bad, or do you think it was a one-off year?
I think it's a one-off year.
That's exactly the.
But I do think there should be some changes to help the Cinderellas.
I know, right? That'd be sweet.
Because I know that's the big topic of discussion. If this is going to be the new standard going forward, where the 1-2s are the only teams that are going to compete. I mean, I would like to think not, because that's what the beauty of this tournament is a 5 seed could go on a run, or we could see an NC State. I'm hoping this year was just, the 4 teams that did make it were just that much better. And then next year I don't want to turn into college football where it's Georgia, Bama every single year, because that doesn't make March Madness any fun.
Yeah. So you would think there was a usual upset or something like that in the Elite 8 or Sweet 16 or something besides those 12-over-5 games, but we didn't get any of that.
Yeah, the biggest one was McNeese and Colorado State, and those weren't even really upsets according to Vegas.
Yeah.
Can you share my screen again, Jackson?
Yeah, let's do it.
Embarrassing! What was that? For his freaking year with the freaking Tennessee team! Really volunteered today! Supposed to be elite! Eight elite teams left! That does not look like we were one of them! Never been more embarrassed to be a Tennessee Volunteer fan in my 6 years of supporting this team! It's year after year after year. Last year we got to the Elite Eight! After brick after brick after brick! We had 15 fucking points in the first half! Time to host the Cougars. Go Cougs! Thought this was the year we could win a championship. I thought. My thoughts were proven wrong. The referees, though. Oh my lord! Totally fine. They were perfect. This was our horrid bullshit of a motherfucking performance. If you even want to call it a performance, it's so disappointed, embarrassed, horrified, and sickened. I'm gonna so love when I am off. So many callbacks. Okay. That's what we were doing. Drinking and having crack, man. But I've been down the court like there was no tomorrow. And there's no tomorrow for this College Tennessee really volunteer team. The volunteering, god damn it, I wouldn't hire these people as a volunteer. They'd have to pay to volunteer. Gonna go down the list of everyone on that dumb team because I really can't. Oh, final fucking.
And the road for 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four.
Yep. They suck.
That poor guy needs a therapist more than we can help him.
That's what he needs. He needs
Oh my gosh. I didn't know Tennessee fans got that bad. I thought Kentucky fans were bad and Carolina and Duke, but apparently I need to open my eyes. I did not think Tennessee was that bad of a fan base, to be honest with you guys.
Brutal.
But Jackson, you warned me.
Oh yeah. But I mean, we do have some good Tennessee people. No worries.
Mhm.
It's just the ones that were bragging about we own Columbus now, against Ohio State. And then having a hissy fit when they lost. It's like, what'd you think would happen? What'd you think would happen? You think you're tough because you're in short sleeves at Columbus? Okay.
Yeah, they didn't realize Ohio State don't play them games.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Like,
crap!
I don't know what they thought was gonna happen, but it did. Oh well for them. But I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Well, what else have we got tonight, Austin? Uh-oh. Did you go off, good buddy? Oh man. While we wait for Austin's connection to come back on for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like so far, what has been your favorite moment of March Madness this year, Will?
Probably watching Drake beat Missouri. That was fun. Watching because I watched a lot of Drake this year. Seeing them win the tournament game was fun.
There you go. Well, I guess Austin left.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, my favorite moment was the Hutchins brothers being at Ole Miss Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a nice touch. Hey, who knows? Maybe you can see them on The Voice of College Football one of these days, giving their takes on Ole Miss Iowa State. Or maybe one of those Ole Miss, maybe the Ole Miss Hutchins guy be a co-host at Locked On Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Or like they could do their own channel. Like, because I gotta be honest, like those two guys, well, they should do their own channel. I mean, like, wouldn't you want to see something like that from them? Like, because like I don't know if people are still talking about them, but if they are, they need to start with the irons hot. J-Sto says that last second win against Colorado State was cool. That's funny. I think that guy needs Jesus. That guy needs Jesus. But I don't think we're getting any other callers tonight.
I'll try to get Jeffrey to call in.
All right. That's another thing. I was gonna say, like, we talked a little bit last night about the Final Four, about who we want to win it all if our teams aren't in it. I'm just like either Auburn or Houston's fine with me. He's not too crazy about Houston because of Kelvin Sampson's past Indiana. He straight up noped on Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Minnesota Dave on the line. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Dave?
I'm doing good, guys. How about you?
Doing pretty good. Oh
Wow.
man, I got past 500 subs, and now we just gotta get our buddy Will to 500 subs.
All right. Nothing's really been going on with me. I just felt this tournament was probably the boringest I've ever watched in a long dang time.
Yeah, I mean there have been some good games, but it's been a little disappointing.
You know, the upsets were mostly like teams I felt would win, you know, or should have upset their team that they were playing. And, you know, all number ones go. Am I not in a great area? Do I need to move?
No, you're good.
You're all right.
All right. Get better reception over here. All right. So yeah, it just seems to me that, you know, I just felt that this was just a very typical tournament that was just paid by numbers almost. There wasn't anything big happening. The only thing that got me mad was the Colorado State Maryland game when clearly that guy traveled.
I mean, they're just not gonna call that though in a tournament. But I mean, hey, it helped you get Nico Medved in faster.
Well, yeah, but we were already going to pretty much get him.
Mhm.
So we're excited. I'm surprised of like all the coaching changes. What do you think of all the coaching changes?
I mean, I think most of them seem like they should work, but we'll see. We'll see
I would,
which former Drake coach will be better, McCollum or DeVries.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that we'll see. Especially would like to see on who will transfer from Drake to go to Iowa, and how many would transfer to go to their bigger schools. Because right now Minnesota lost four people in the portal,
Mhm.
but we'll see what Medved does. Try to maybe get some of his Colorado State guys to come up here and play. What else? I also like to see how well Richard Pitino does at Xavier.
Oh, he'll do a lot better there than.
I think he'll do well. It's just he's going to get a lot more financial support there.
Way more than he did at New Mexico State, or New Mexico, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he was okay with the Gophers. He just wasn't good enough to keep his job. And actually, I always felt that he should have been a higher. He should have went somewhere else before he went to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah. But I've been having fun watching the hockey tournament. That's a lot more.
I haven't had the
public than-
chance to watch any of it, but I saw that UConn Penn State went to overtime and Penn State won.
Yeah, it was fun. Penn State ended up winning that part.
Mhm.
And BC ended up being the number one team in the country. Boston College lost to Denver today. Just lost to Denver, no more than just a few minutes ago.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I'll try to watch the Frozen Four.
Oh, I always watch the Frozen Four. Frozen Fours are great.
Mm-hmm.
I like outside of the basketball ones. I always watch the Frozen Four, and I always watch the College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always really good tournaments.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have nothing much to really say, guys, except for, I'm glad that Medved's coming here, and I think it finally has the right hire.
Do you think he'll get more support?
I hope so. That's where I get kind of weirded out with Minnesota's NIL deal,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have a NIL setup like I heard what Wisconsin does and what Iowa does is they have separate NILs, like 3 NILs, one for basketball, one for hockey, and then other sports.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So Minnesota, basically, what they do is they just put everything in one big pile.
yeah.
And most of it goes to football
Mm-hmm.
and hockey. But
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like they gotta put some of that money towards basketball, but we'll see.
it just seems to me that the program has lost. People lost interest in the program ever since Tubby Smith left.
Mm.
That was kind of an interesting fire, and then they hired like Richard Pitino, and then they get like Ben, and Ben's and Richard Pitino and Ben were just guys that were like assistant coaches before they were even head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So those two were always were two assistant coaches, and then we hired these guys, and it's like, okay. Like I said, Richard did okay, but it wasn't like up to the standards of where Minnesota should have been. He looked like he was going to turn around the program, and then he just, it tanked worse.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben just had no chance, really, to be fair to Ben. but I don't think he was that good of a coach. But he should have been like another one. He was like the one he should have been at like a smaller program, like a Mac school or like an small out east conference or out southern conference program before he would have gone to the Big Ten.
I think Richard was the same way.
Yeah, same way too. I mean, he did a lot better with the Lobos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, finally got figured out what he needed to do with that program. Wasn't expected them to go very far, since like the Mount West isn't going to get that many teams in. But the Mount West though has also been sort of the surprising conference. They get seeded low though, because they're still a weak conference and they don't really get a good competition to go against. But
Yeah. Well, you've had some dissatisfaction with this year's edition of March Madness. Do you think it's going to continue for the next 4 or 5 years, or just like one off?
I'm hoping it's one off, but it's starting to feel like, you guys remember when it used to be that you let's say Duke would recruit basically all NBA star players, and they only would be playing basically 1 or 2 years in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would go match up in the tournament with someone like, Lehigh a couple of years back. And when Lehigh beat them, and you realize Lehigh was all a bunch of kids that knew their role, and they were all seniors and juniors, and they were all upperclassmen. Those days are like gone. You're not. Those kids are no. They're only going to go to that one small school for maybe 1 year if they're good enough, and they're going to go transfer out as soon as they possibly can, so they don't have a chance to grow. That's the problem.
True.
And I don't think you're going to see a lot of upsets under 13 anymore.
True. But I guess we'll wait and see what's going to happen with next year. What's been your favorite moment out of this year's edition of March Madness, Dave?
My favorite moment out of this, there's only one game that sticks out. It was that, in my opinion, of just watching a good up and down basketball game from beginning to end, and that was the Maryland and Colorado State game. I mean, just for not caring about it all that much, and I just wanted to watch how well Miko did. But there really wasn't like I said, there really wasn't any moment that I really, really was excited about. Like like I said, all the prediction, all the upsets I predicted happened. I had Drake going farther than they did, but I wasn't surprised that they were, that they didn't, that they won against Missouri. I don't think a lot of people were that surprised that happened. Colorado State, I didn't think it was that big of a surprise that happened. I felt that the SEC had, they did what they had. They did what I expected them to do, which was have all those top teams win, and everybody except for Arkansas that was on the bottom half of the SEC got clobbered.
Yeah. I will say though, what do you think about Willard leaving for Nova, and who do you think Maryland's going to get?
Willard leaving for Nova, and who I think Maryland's going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Nova, the Big East needs a more better coaches. It also needs more teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad that for the Big East to be, at least be taken seriously as a conference. And what was the other school you were talking about?
Maryland. Who are they going to get?
They'll get a bigger name. They're capable of getting a big name. I don't think it's going to be someone like Rick Pitino.
No.
but like it's gonna be a big name.
Somebody like Buzz Williams.
Yeah, they're gonna go for somebody big. They're not gonna dink around. They're not gonna hire just a coach that has very little to no experience. They're gonna look for a big name. They have the money. They care about basketball. Sure don't care about football. But they do care about basketball there, so. But
Wow.
I don't know who they'll go after, but they'll go after somebody.
Just not Nate Oates. Don't get him.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting in the Big Ten, at least with all the coaching changes. There's some good coaches, up and coming coaches. Like I said, for Iowa, you have the guy from Drake, which I wasn't surprised that they went after him right after his one season with Drake. And then I go Medved. I thought they should have got him sooner. They could have got him sooner. They decided not to. And he went to Colorado State. But then again, I don't think he was ready for the challenge at the time to be at Minnesota. But then again, Ben wasn't either. So, but I really don't know, like, what Maryland's going to do. I just know they're going to usually try to go after a big name.
True.
That's all I pretty much know. Maryland's just going to do Maryland things. They're going to worry about their basketball. Maybe lacrosse is the next biggest thing, and that's the only thing.
True. Like, because they got that lacrosse.
Yeah. It's their hockey.
Yeah.
It's their version of go for hockey is they're so big into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good fun. They had a good run to the national championship game last season.
Yeah, I think they've won it's them and who is it? It's them and I want to say John Hopkins from middle school.
Hopkins and Syracuse, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's a bunch of Ivy League teams too. They're always really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how much lacrosse I know after that.
I know nothing about lacrosse. I'm a moron about it.
Oh, same here. I just know just by looking at the NCAA tournaments and saying, oh, it's always Maryland. Oh, it's always John Hopkins, and it's always an Ivy League school. That's enough for me to know. Occasionally, Notre Dame is pretty good.
If you follow it, lacrosse can be fun, especially during the tournament.
Yeah, all my friends that played lacrosse only played it because it was a nice warm up for hockey.
Well, what else have you got for us tonight, good buddy?
Nothing much. I don't really have anything. Just wanted to tell you how I felt about the tournament.
Well, there you go, man. Well,
all right. I'll see you guys later, okay?
I'll see you later, Dave.
All right, bye-bye.
And if it looks like we don't have any callers, I guess we can wrap this little baby up and get ready for Monday. And you can check out Will on Will and D Irish on YouTube. Let's help get him to 500 subs. And you can give him a follow on Will on Marcus_era on X/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads at Jackson at Klowski414. I screwed up the script for a moment. And you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979, where I thank all of you for helping me get to 500 subs. Now the next milestone is 1,000 subs, and we'll get there before we know it. You can give me a follow on Jackson VOCFB on X/Twitter and on Jackson Johnson 543908, where I'll have updates on who's coming on the Jacksonian, what's going on with Alabama at the Voice College Football, and much, much more. And of course, there's tomorrow night's edition of Crimson Tide Live, where Coach Birch, Jeffrey, and I are giving our take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. An Elite Eight heartbreak, but that means one thing. 8A is on the horizon. It's not much of an 8A, but it's something. We got something. But don't you worry. We're going to trash the balls all night tomorrow night. We're going to have so much fun doing that. It's going to be so fun.
Mhm.
And with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss no video whatsoever. And we will see you soon. Good night, everybody.